Today is December 3rd, 2020, and in about 8 hours, I'm going to get my COVID study shot. I don't know if I'm getting the placebo or the real deal. They won't tell me. The study's blinded, so I won't know. This is the Pfizer vaccine, the mRNA one that needs to be stored really cold. And this is the trial for the 16 and 17-year-olds. So I'm 17. I volunteered about a week and a half ago. I emailed the study and I was like, hi, I'm 17. I'm interested in participating. And they called my mom and I'm participating. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I think it'll be cool. Cool little story to tell, being one of the first minors to get the shot. And we'll see how it goes. It's been a few days. I wanted to be able to accurately kind of describe how I felt afterwards, because I know that's something people are a little worried about with this vaccine is side effects. So the whole process itself took about 2.5 hours. So first we had to go over all the paperwork. It's a lot of legal paperwork. I think it was 26 pages of information, and we had to go over all of it. And then I had to assent. I'm a minor. I can't consent to anything. My mom had to consent for me to participate. And then after that, I had to pee in a cup. Anyone with childbearing potential has to pee in a cup. You cannot be pregnant to participate in this trial. Apparently that part is what takes anyone with childbearing potential the longest, generally, of all the steps. It's a little hard sometimes. Then I had to get a nasal swab. So one interesting thing is that I actually have let me show it. So I was sent home with my own test kit. So what's in here is I have the little vial of solution, I have the swab, I have a biohazard bag, and then I have some instructions on how to administer this, because if I were to become ill at any point during these 2 years, I'll actually have to get a new one. This will expire, but I'll call the study and they will want me to swab my nose. And someone will come pick it up from my house and bring it to them in Santa Clara, and then they'll ship it to Pfizer in New York. And then they had to do one on me at that moment just to make sure. I won't know the results for that for a couple weeks, so that was the next step. And then I had to get a blood draw. I'm a little woozy with blood draws. I'm not necessarily scared of them. My body just kind of, I don't know, I just kind of start passing out a little. I was all right. It was fine. I have very low blood pressure, so it took a long time. It was only 2 tubes, but it took a while to go in the tubes. So then I had to lie down for a couple minutes to recover. And then we got to the funniest part, which was that this vaccine is stored at very cold storage. These very special freezers. It's extremely cold. So the vial has to defrost. So they had to pull it out and wait about 30 minutes. And then the easiest and quickest part actually was the shot. I walked in. They said, we're gonna have to have you close your eyes because the shot looks different. The Pfizer vaccine is kind of a yellow color. And there's not a market for sterile yellow saline right now. So the saline is clear. So we couldn't look at the vial because then we'd know what I got, and it's double-blind placebo. They don't want me to know. It didn't really hurt at all at the moment. Compared to some of the other vaccines I've gotten, like meningitis, it really didn't sting or hurt very much. I have no idea if this was saline or not, but then I had to go sit for half an hour. So to make sure there are no adverse reactions any kind of allergic reaction or really severe reaction generally will happen within the first half hour. So we had to sit and be monitored for half an hour just to make sure we were all right before we could leave. We got there at 4, we left at 6:15-ish. And that was the day of experience. It was a lot. I was a little overwhelmed. So much was going on. So after my appointment, there are a couple things I have to do. One of the things I have to keep doing is I have to use this app, it's the Trial Max app, and I had to track my side effects and symptoms after the shot for 7 days. So today is the last day of that. So at between 6 and midnight every night, I had to fill out something about what my highest temperature for the day was, if I've had any aches, pains, chills, vomiting, all that fun stuff. So I had to do that for 7 days. And then the next thing I have to do is every week for 2 years, I have to fill out the COVID symptom tracker. I fill it out if I experience any COVID symptoms, and I fill it out weekly. So there's a whole list of symptoms, and I say yes or no, I have had or haven't had these. And I do that every week. And then blood draws at the 1 month, 6 month, 12 month, 18 month, and 24 month mark, I go in and get a blood draw. So that is to check for antibodies. It's to see if I have antibodies, if they've stayed consistent over time. They're trying to figure out how long the immunity will last in this vaccine, because that's one important thing. Do people need to get it again every 2 or 3 years? Does it last more long term, like MMR, meningitis, all those vaccines? So that's also something I have to do. I think generally participating in studies is always a good thing to do. There are so many different types of studies. Vaccine studies are just one type of study. I feel really glad to have participated in something like this. I think it's crucial to advancing science, and I think the technology behind the vaccine, the mRNA coding for a spike protein to create an immune response, I think it's a really cool technology with a lot of potential to help people. So I think it was really cool to participate, and I encourage any of you who are interested. There are a bunch of vaccines coming down the pipeline. Ask your doctor, do some research. There's probably going to be an opportunity for you to participate in a study like this one, and it's really cool, and it's a good service to the world. So I've enjoyed my experience so far, and I'm excited to see what comes next.